The 2014 Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship made the first of two visits to Northamptonshire as rounds 22, 23 and 24 blasted around the high-speed banking of Rockingham near Corby. In qualifying, MG's rising star Sam Tordoff stormed to his second consecutive Btcc pole with a superb lap early on in the session to secure top spot by almost half a second. It looked like being a 1-2 for the MG squad as Plato was also flying, but an amazing effort from Colin Turkington powered him onto the front row. The sun shone on Rockingham's unique banking for race day, and thousands of fans took their seats for what was sure to be three more top-notch tin-top encounters. As the lights went out for the first time, it was front row man Turkington that stole the march off the line. It was to be a frantic first few laps at the front as Yorkshireman Tordoff tried everything to regain top spot, going side by side with the BMW into the hairpin on the second lap and almost making a sensational move around the outside. Behind them, Plato and Honda driver Gordon Shedden were having an intense tussle of their own, with the Civic Tourer piling huge pressure on the MG in front. A slight touch as Shedden made a move sent the Scotsman into a dramatic slide, but the Honda driver made a superb save to keep himself in contention. A safety car soon settled things down after the early sparring as the unfortunate Volkswagen CC of Warren Scott was hit by the out-of-control Toyota Avensis of Lee Wood at Dean. That left Scott's car stricken on the outside of the corner. As the racing got underway once more, the leading trio made its escape, but there was to be some fierce battling all the way down the order. The two Ford Focuses of Matt Jackson and Fabrizio Giovanardi put on a show for the packed grandstands, and it was the Italian ace who looked to have the pace. A big moment led to the chasing Volkswagen of Alain Menu making it past both cars in one corner. But Gio was undeterred and made a stellar pass around the outside of Jackson into the final chicane. The pair then closed down the MG of Mark Hines, which seemed to be struggling in the latter stages on the soft tyres. It would turn into a rough ride for Hines as a ding-dong battle dropped him way down the order. And after a tap from Rob Austin's Audi, the MG man was fortunate to avoid a big crash with Matt Neal. The real charger, however, was the Volkswagen of Alain Menu, who, after making it past the Fords, was on an impressive Swiss roll. He charged up to challenge Andrew Jordan for 5th place, making a high-speed move over the timing line before hunting down and passing the Mercedes of Adam Morgan to secure his best result of the year in 4th. At the front, though, Turkington held on to take his first ever win at Rockingham, with Tordoff and Plato holding station in 2nd and 3rd. Turkington made the perfect start from pole in race 2, comfortably leading into turn 1 and not looking back for the full 16-lap showdown. As the BMW pulled away, there was drama on the first lap for championship contenders Shedden and Jordan. Both had moments that put them out of position, but while Shedden struggled to stay in the top 10, Andrew Jordan began an impressive charge back up the order. The two motor-based Fords were once again in close proximity, but this time it was Matt Jackson pulling the punches. He made a bold move on Giovanardi to force his way through. The Italian would soon have more reason to look in his mirrors, as behind him Jordan's Honda Civic came alive on the soft Dunlop tyres, and he picked his way past at mid-distance. With Jackson soon dispatched as well, Jordan set off in hot pursuit of Alain Menu in 4th. Menu had been the hunter on the soft tyres in race 1, but with compounds reversed was powerless to halt the reigning champion who got by at Gracelands. In the final few laps, the number 1 Honda closed right up behind Tordoff and Plato, with the number 88 car acting as rear gunner for his two-time champ teammate. The MG pair just held on to take their podiums, but it was Turkington who starred, winning the race by over 8 seconds. Though Rob Austin's drive from 12th to 5th was also an impressive effort. Returning double champ Alain Menu was drawn on pole for the last race of a sunny September day at Rockingham, but it was fellow front row man Rob Austin that led into turn 1 in the opening lap. There was drama behind as Hunter Abbott, Mark Hines and Gordon Shedden came together. The incident left Shedden with broken steering, forcing him to retire the Honda Civic Tourer from the race, severely denting his title hopes. Back at the front, Austin and Menu began to pull away, but there was a race-long battle behind for third. Andrew Jordan was the medium tar cork in a soft tar bottle, as 6 cars on the soft compound queued up behind. Turkington was piling the pressure on the Honda for the entire race and came close to making a move on lap 10, but he couldn't make it stick and he was soon having to defend from Matt Jackson behind. While the battle raged for the final podium place, there was some door-bashing action going on further down the field as Glyn Geddy and Martin Depper clashed and ran wide at turn 3, handing a point-scoring place to the Ford Focus of Jack Clark. The race belonged to a faultless Rob Austin, who secured his 2nd ever Btcc win at the scene of his maiden victory last season. Menu returned to the Btcc podium for the first time in 14 years, and Jordan just held on to secure 3rd by less than a second from Turkington. It was undoubtedly a significant moment in the fight for the 2014 title, and with Plato now the closest challenger to Turkington, Louise caught up with the MG man ahead of the next races at Silverstone.
Jason, 2nd in the championship as we leave Rockingham. Not a bad weekend for you here.
You know, by any shape of the imagination, a great weekend for the team. You know, to come away with the points we did, we're leading the manufacturers. We got team awards today, so yeah, good weekend.
The next round is a very special one for you. Obviously, you're a board member for the BRDC. It's your home circuit. We're off to Silverstone. Yeah,
it's a special race, isn't it? Silverstone is the home of motorsport, British motorsport. You know, we always get a fantastic crowd there. The races always, you know, produce, you know, action up and down the pack. I mean, if you think about my race last year with Andrew Jordan, it was one of probably the all-time best races according to the public. So, yeah, it's an extra special one for me. I live down the road. I'm, you know, board director of the British Racing Drivers Club. So, yeah, lots of family, friends there, and I think it'll be a cracking race meeting.
Who do you think are going to be the people to watch out for there?
Well, I mean, I think history states we'll be quick there. You know, Turkington's going to be quick there, isn't he? The Hondas, you know, Andy Jordan had a very good meeting there last year, but yeah, it's all, in terms of, you know, the front-wheel drive cars, we're all so very nip and tuck and tight. You know, Sam's going to be a pain. Yeah, it's got. Yeah, it's one of the events out of the year where it just produces great racing. So, you know, whoever's going to win, I think we're going to see action up and down.
And it always is a well-supported event, isn't it? The fans love the circuit.
Yeah, it's got a special vibe to it, hasn't it? I mean, it's Silverstone, you know, the home of the British Grand Prix. You know, the home of British motorsport. And they serve good beer as well there.